Hello, Brother Sewing and Crafting family. Angela Wolf here, Brother Ambassador, and I am super excited to be here with you today. And pink is in the air because I cannot believe it's Valentine's this weekend. So if you missed Tuesday's show, it was a super cute show showing you how to make patches for Valentine's Day. Sarah did a great job. And if you missed the show, go back and watch on YouTube or Facebook. You can still leave comments and questions. We'd love to see what you're working on. But today, we've got a little more Valentine's, and wait to see how cute this is. So say hi to Lynn. Hey, Lynn, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. I am so excited for this show. And I gave a little hint in the description that it's Mommy and Me t-shirts, but wait till they see how cute these are.
Yes. Okay. So I love, obviously we've talked about this before. I love pink. And you do too. So we share that love, but I've got balloons. I've got pinkness. I've got pink on. Valentine's Day is one of my favorite days to craft for. I don't know, just because it's so happy. The colors are fun. I don't know. I just love it.
I do too. I wear pink all the time like you do, but Valentine's is so special. So I always try to come up with something cool for my husband. When I saw these Mommy and Me t-shirts, I was thinking this would be so funny if I did one for Wynn and myself. Although I don't know if I'd get him to wear one, but I could put one with a fish on it or something.
Yes. So look, this is Mommy and Me, but it can be applicable to Valentine's Day, besties, husband and me. So you can really kind of take this design and make it your own. I just have two little girls who also love Valentine's Day, and we have a giant Valentine's Day party, which is happening tomorrow night at our house. So we're all in it together. So I'm going to give you a cute little preview, and then we're going to actually design this right in Artspira. So this is one of my daughter's shirts. We're going to make one of the kids' shirts today. But this is sublimation. So if you are new to sublimation or maybe interested in it, have just started trying it, I'm going to give you kind of all of the details and all the fun about it. It's super easy with the Brother Sublimation printer. So I had wanted to get into sublimation printing for a long time. And then when Brother launched this printer, I was like, yes, it's at a price point I can afford, and it's easy to use. And it is an amazing professional level quality. So we're going to get started with doing the t-shirt today. We're going to jump right into Artspira. So Angela, if you can see my screen and can pull it on up.
I can. It's right there. And
perfect.
All right, everyone, you can download Artspira. Don't forget, on your phone or your tablet, there's a free version, there's a paid version, but just sign up for the free one and play away. All right.
Yeah. And if you have a bunch of different Brother machines, from embroidery to sewing to sublimation, you are connected all through Artspira, which is really cool. It is the hub of where you can design all of your projects, save them all. It's really, really cool. All right, so we are in the home screen right now. You can see as you scroll through, there is a bunch of different sections. So split out by their sublimation sections. There is your cutting designs. There's the paid designs if you've got Artspira Plus. There's also free designs. So a little bit of everything. And there's also a really cool magazine that comes out about once a month with a lot of different projects in it. So you can see it is populated right now with a ton of Valentine's Day stuff. So we're going to hop over to sublimation. You can see, I'm just going to show you all the designs. How fun is that, right? So there are so many new things coming every week. I like to start with like one image as my base image and then build around it. So we're going to start with this rose heart-shaped wreath. And we're going to create, once we tap that create, it puts us right in a blank canvas. So if you hop up here to the letter landscape, you can always rotate it. So I wanted to start with a vertical rotation to get started. And I'm just going to place this over here for now. So you'll notice when I kind of design, I kind of try to get everything on my canvas first and then move it around. So if you are looking for more Valentine's Day designs, you're going to head down here. You've got a couple options. You got background, you got design, you've got text, you've got image, and you've got my creations. So we're going to hop into the design tab, and they've got basic shapes, illustrations. So in this illustration tab, you have a bunch of different categories. I went ahead of this and went over to holidays, and I had favorited my favorite Valentine's Day designs. So you can kind of see these in here. I'm going to pull this up. You can see I've got some left in there from Halloween too. So I'm going to pull out this envelope, and that's going to be part, and I think that's really going to be like my base of my design. And you can also layer how these go either kind of behind, in front of. We'll get back to that in a sec. But like I said, I like to pull everything I'm going to use onto my canvas first. And so let's see, let's put in, I like bows. You know, bows and cherries are like the trend for Valentine's Day this year. Just FYI, if you're thinking about designing or things, that is really what is trending a lot. All right, so kind of put that there. Let's see what else we got. Get back.
You picked out really cute designs in your save section. I'm like, oh,
absolutely love it. And so if you pop back in, I want to show you kind of all the other stuff in the holidays section. So you can see there is a ton of different things, and it kind of gets mixed in, but you can easily heart the things that you like and then come back to them. So there's cute little cake pops in there. There's other hearts. So tons of different options for really kind of every holiday, every occasion that you are looking for. And then I'm going to pop in that little 14 for the calendar too. All right, so now I'm going to lay this out how I want it. And I'm going to put this down here. And what I love about this is I'm designing on my phone. You can also design on a iPad as well, but it's so nice because it's literally like right in the palm of your hand. You use your finger to move it. It's fantastic. All right, so one thing I want to do really quick is I'm going to go to layout and then my layers here. So I want that to be right on top. All right, so we're going to put that there. And then I'm going to add in some text. So for my simple text, I'm going to do mommy, and we're going to put that right there. And we can change the font as well. So there are a ton of different fonts. I go to history. I did this design before. Obviously, you saw the sample. So I've got mine saved right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and, we're going to go back in, deselect it, go back into text. And I'm going to add my daughter Bella's name. And again, I'm going to go back into font. And you guys can see how quick this is. It took me a little bit longer when I first got started on this design, but it's a really fast, easy, last minute project. So if your kids need something for school, last minute, you can design so quickly in here. All right, let's put my daughter Lily's name in there. Last one. And then I'm going to show you how to arc the text, which I think is one of my favorite things to do in here. All right, let's change that font. Okay, now you can move these around as you see fit, but let's add some text. We're gonna say mommy and me. All right, we'll leave it all lowercase for now. I'm gonna change my font again. I'm gonna keep it consistent through my entire design. All right, now there is this really cool function called transform. You can do all these really cool things with text. And you can decide how much you want to arc it, and you can change the arc.
Oh,
how awesome is that, right?
I love that.
Yep. All right. So then we're going to go ahead and we're going to do Valentine's Day right on the bottom. And then we're almost done with this design. All right. So let's do Valentine's Day. And then we'll talk about all the fun that comes with all the things you need to know about sublimation. All right. So same thing really quick. I am going to arc it, but I'm going to do it the opposite way. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to change that font too. So we're working with the same fonts. Boom. All right. Just like that. All right. So when you're ready to send it to print, you hit OK. You hit done. I don't need to save it because I've already got it saved in there. And look what it does. It automatically mirrors it for you. OK. And then when you're ready to go, you hit print. It sends it to your printer and starts to print. All right. So, Angela, we can pop off of my screen.
So fast. Lynn, you are like I always tell everyone when someone is asking about sublimation, like you have to catch some of Lynn's shows on Brother because it is amazing to watch you do all those things. And it was like, boom, like that.
I know. So, but that's the fun part about it, is that it is so fast and so easy to do. And we're printing right now. I'm going to show you because I've got one already printed out, but you'll see this is going to print pretty quickly. It automatically reverses the design for us, which is pretty cool. Angela, what's the last thing that you did for sublimation?
Oh, I don't have it with me, but it was really cool. I took some fabric and I scrunched it up like it was a polyester fabric because I love garments. Scrunched it up, pressed it so there were deep creases, and then laid sublimation over it of a picture I took. And the fabric turned out awesome. I'm designing my own fabric. It's so much fun.
That's amazing. I love it. One thing that I didn't do in the design I'm printing out is I didn't change the font colors, but you can see, so I've got black font on the one I'm printing now, but this one, you can change all the different colors. There's a huge palette of colors to choose from. So let's talk about, you just mentioned polyester fabric. So it is really important that when you're sublimating on anything, whether it's fabric, whether it's a hard surface, is that you use something that has the highest count of polyester possible. So you'd love for it to be 100%. I would say go no less than 80, but the less you go, the less vibrant colors you get. So you really, really want to try and stick to as high a count as you possibly can. All right, so I've got a long sleeve polyester t-shirt here. What I'm going to do really quickly is I'm going to press out some of these wrinkles and the moisture out of the shirt. So to me, this is kind of a optional step, but I like to do it in case I have any wrinkles or for some reason the shirt has moisture in it. It just helps you get the best possible design. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press it. I have it set for 45 seconds because that's what we need to do for our actual sublimation design. But we don't necessarily need it that long to press it. All right, so look, I think that was like record time, maybe like a minute it took to print this out. Pretty fast, right? So you can kind of see the difference. I've got the two different designs there. One's got the black and one's got the pink. All right, we're going to pop this open. And you'll notice I put a piece of parchment paper on. You don't necessarily need to do that when you're pressing, but I always do that just in case I have something on my base of my, or the top part of my press. But you will want to do it for safety's sake when you press sublimation on there. All right, so we've got our sublimation printout. One quick thing to note, so our Brother Sublimation printer works with Brother Sublimation paper, okay? So this is a special type of paper that works with your sublimation ink. If anyone has any questions about sublimation, you can drop those in the comments now too. And Angela will kind of feed them and we can go back and forth and answer them. And if we don't have the answer, we will definitely make sure we get it from someone on the Brother team. So once your shirt is ready, you're going to place this face down. And I'm doing this upside down. So let's hope, Angela, that I can center it.
It's always during the live show when we're sewing, we're trying to sew over camera.
Right.
You're trying to do like upside down.
I'm doing it upside down. So let's hope, because this is my other daughter's t-shirt. So one may be a little bit lopsided. We'll see, but I think I got it. All right. The other key ingredient when you're sublimating is sublimation tape. And this is not just any tape. You can be like, oh, that's blue regular tape. No. So this tape withstands a high amount of heat and will not melt. You cannot use like regular clear tape. You cannot use painter's tape. You have to use heat-safe tape. I have some pieces already pulled out, but I'm going to do this to tape my design to the shirt. And why we want to do this, for a couple reasons, is that we don't want our design to accidentally move when it's being pressed. Even if it moves like a teeny tiny millimeter, you can get what's called the ghosting effect. And that almost just looks like a double design, right? So we want it to stay in place as best as possible. And the tape will help you do that. I'm going to go ahead and put my parchment paper over. This is always your safety if you're using sublimation, that it doesn't bleed through onto your press. And we're sticking it in there. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit go. I have it set at 390 degrees for 45 seconds. And how did I know that temperature, Angela? Do you know?
Because it tells you in the app, thankfully.
That's right. Yes. So when you go to print, you'll see when you go to send it to your machine, there's a little thing that says heat guide. And that gives you literally like every sublimation polyester material. It tells you the exact temperature and the exact time, which is fantastic because then you don't have to experiment and see what works and what doesn't work. They did all the hard work for you.
That is exactly true. Hey, I got a quick question for you.
Sure.
Christy wants to know, can you just use an iron if you want to do the sublimation? I mean, it is obviously better to use a heat press, but what is your opinion on that?
So my opinion is that a standard household iron doesn't get hot enough. A lot of times they don't have a temperature gauge on them, right? So you're just setting it based on like the setting of your material. So you don't know if you're going to be able to get to that 390 degrees. If you're doing maybe a small project, you might be able to make it work. But the other thing is like, you want to make sure that it has the right pressure and that you're not accidentally moving it. And I've tried before, and you don't get as good of a press, and it's really, really easy to accidentally move the design when you're doing it by hand. That's my
I agree. And also the iron has a triangle on it at the front. So when you're pressing, if you don't get the whole thing accurate, it's going to not work out very well.
Oh, yes. So that's a really other good point. Like if the iron doesn't cover this full design and then I try and move it, if my pressure isn't the exact same as it was like an inch over, you're going to get a different look in the design. So yeah, I mean, I would say try to get a press if you're going to, especially if this is something you're going to do as like a long-term hobby or a small business, it's worth the investment of a press.
I agree.
All right. So it's hot. I'm going to shake it out a little bit, but I am so used to my fingers being hot from either hot glue or irons, but how cute is that?
Oh, that is adorable.
Right? I love it. And literally, I think what time is it, Angela? We're 17 minutes in and we've got a full t-shirt. And the best part is you can just reprint another one and then you've got one for mom. So I already did mine before this. So there's mine.
Oh my gosh, those are so cute.
Yep. And then I've got the other one. I love the long sleeve shirts for the kids, especially now because the weather is very unpredictable here in Georgia. We go from 75-degree days to 20-degree mornings. So
I forgot to ask if you ended up with any of that ice that we were all watching over in your neighborhood.
It was no, so we didn't get ice the one weekend. And then we did get snow, but then it melted, but everyone freaks out. So like it was those 2 weekends, having a studio too, where we've got events happening on the weekend. It was just crazy. So we are really hoping, even though that groundhog said there's 6 more weeks of winter, I'm hoping that's not true. We're ready for the warm weather all day long. So
all day. Those are so cute. So Lynn, a couple of things, because there's a few people that in the audience that are saying that they're new to sublimation.
Wow.
That fabric, hold up the shirt and show them how it's not stiff. It blends into the fabric.
It is so soft. And here's the one thing that's really cool about sublimation, right? So a little bit different than when you're working with like heat transfer vinyl. Heat transfer vinyl sits on top of your fabric and is like adhered to it via heat, right? So over time, that design can crack, it can stretch, it can fade, all those things. The cool thing about sublimation is, I wish you could like feel through this, but sublimation is fused, that ink is fused into your fabric or your surface, whatever you're using. So there's no way for it to peel, right? There's no peeling. It is actually becomes one with the fabric. So it's gonna last 10 times longer, right? So all the washes, all the things. If you have kids and you're making a kid shirt, they're going to get it dirty and you're going to have to wash it a bazillion times. It lasts. So that's a really cool difference in the world of sublimation versus creating projects, which there's no like one's better than the other. It really is kind of your preference. There's a different look. Obviously with sublimation, you got the full stream of colors, which is really, really cool, right? And the colors are bright and vibrant. So where was my sheet that I used? So one thing to note, like when you print this out, it looks like this and it looks dull. And you may be like, ew, why does it look dull? It's like the magic of the trick, right? Because then when you press it onto the shirt, you get the fun, vibrant colors. So it's always a fun wow when you pull back the paper from any sublimation project you're doing. And one thing to note, you cannot reuse your prints, right? So you've got to print a new one for each one because all the ink has left the sheet of paper to fuse in with your base project. So,
absolutely. Absolutely. Couple questions. Lori wants to know, can it bleed through the other side of the shirt? Does it stay on there? Is there anything you do to prevent that?
So you can put a piece of parchment on the inside, but for the most part, if you're using 100% polyester, I mean, look, there's no bleeding through to the back of the shirt. So, yeah. I mean, if you're maybe using like something that is like yard flags are a great example of a sublimation project. If that's a really thin material, I would put a piece of parchment under it and a piece of parchment on top just to protect your mat that you're pressing on. But for t-shirts like this, the material is such good quality, you're not bleeding through.
And the other thing is this, if you go to buy these t-shirts, they're very expensive. And this gives just as good of a quality, if not better, when you do it on your own. And it's customized to however you want it to be.
Yeah, I mean, I make t-shirts for every holiday, every school event, so for me, like, I don't sell t-shirts, but I make them so much as a hobby because we've got so many fun things going on that this was such an awesome machine to have because I can design it so quick. The other thing with Artspira too, you've got all of those images in there, but it also lets you upload your own files as well. So like if you have a school logo or a company logo or something like that, you can also upload that into Artspira. You can upload photos in there. So you've got the ability to use all the great designs that they've curated, but also your own as well.
Yeah, super fun. Okay, Chris has a question. So sublimation is different than the printed transfer like we used to do back in the day. Yes.
Yes.
The printed transfer. Remember how stiff those were? I used to buy those sheets. I'd print them and I'd put them on a t-shirt. I'm like, oh.
And then it cracked in like a week, right? Like,
forgot about that part. Yes.
Got like 1 or 2 wears out of it, right?
Yeah.
Yes, this is totally different. This is like the evolution, we'll say, of that maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we got another one. Shirley. Oh, well, it's not a brother product for the blanks that she buys, but you could give maybe a hint, just an internet search maybe?
Yeah, an internet search of a very big internet retailer that ships things to your house in like a day or two. Has a lot of options.
Yeah, and actually you can search for, there's so many, she's doing t-shirts, but we've shown on here mugs, and we've shown other things. So
luggage tags,
for sublimation.
Yes, you can do like trivets in your kitchen, like tiles, coasters. I mean, there's so many different things. Your local craft stores too have a selection of sublimation 100% polyester materials as well. Now most of the big guys do.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything else. Michelle, I saw you on here saying that this is not for embroidery. She said my machine won't do this. Well, this is for the sublimation printer, and that's the sublimation printer that's been out for a couple years now, and it hasn't changed, and it updates on its own usually if you have it hooked to your Wi-Fi.
It also cleans itself, which is a little bit frightening, but
it does.
I'll be doing things and I'm like, why is it making noise? But it will clean itself about once a day if it's plugged in and on, which is really cool. You don't have to go through like the cleaning phase of it when you're about to print something. It does it on its own.
Yes. And that paper that you have, could you show that again? It's the Brother paper. Yep. It comes in large packages, small packages. I bought 100 sheets because I'm using it all the time.
Yep, you can get it on Brother's website, but also all the Brother dealers also carry it as well.
Yeah, and it works great. But also, if you're new to sublimation, Lynn has had a ton of videos here on the Brother show. Mm-hmm. So if you go to Brother Sews or Brother Crafts YouTube channel, click on live, and then you can scroll through till you see her name, and you'll know which ones, because she's always doing sublimation.
I do sublimation every one of these lives, so you'll kind of get it. We do it on all different materials too. Pillows, we've done yard flags, we've done, I think, luggage, we've done all the things.
Absolutely. All right. Well, you guys the audience is awesome today. They have more questions, so I got to ask you a few more.
Bring it on.
Can you wash and dry as normal without the design getting all muckied up?
Yes, absolutely. That is also one of the best parts. So I have children who are very messy, and we will wash this thing like multiple times a week, and it would be totally fine. Nothing fades. It's great. Throw it in the wash, throw it in the dryer. I would say, and I haven't had a ton of experience with these polyester shirts shrinking. It's not like cotton where they recommend you pre-wash things. I never usually pre-wash just because I'm a little bit lazy and don't have time. And they're completely fine.
Well, and because you're using polyester for this project, it's not going to shrink. I mean, if it was cotton or something, that's a whole different ballgame. But so washing, drying is no problem. I see somebody asking the prices, and Brother Social Team, I think Princess left you a link to the product if you would like to find it, the sublimation printer.
Awesome.
The press, Brother does not sell, but there are many sources. And, I did an internet search for different ones. I love the one you have because it's large and it has the temperature right there. It's so easy to use.
Yeah, there's a ton of different options that you can get online. This one is great because it pulls out, but there's also ones that open and close, like clamshell style, that are great as well. It's really just the key thing is getting a press that gets up to a high heat, right? That's what you need for sublimation because we're at about 390 degrees.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the other thing is there's different sizes of the press. So if you're only going to do small projects, those are much less expensive. If you know you're going to do big t-shirts, try to get a bigger, a wider size so you can do all those in one. I think that's it. Oh my gosh, Lynn, this was such a fun project. So the Valentine's party is tomorrow?
Yeah, so tomorrow it's Valentine's Day. It's so fun. Both of my girls get to invite their sets of friends. They each have their own little tables set up with all kinds of favors and crafts for them to do. And then all the moms come. So it's like we get to have fun too while the kids are enjoying themselves. It's one of my favorite parties that I host every year. And I host a lot of parties, but I love this one because the decorations are so cute and so fun.
I love it. I love it. So if you followed for a while, then you know that she has the best parties and the best decorations and and has more fun in the holidays than all of us put together.
Yes, we love holidays at our house. My girls, their calendar is like, what holiday is next? What's the next party? So we don't do a St. Patrick's Day party, and they're like, I don't understand why. I'm like, because between Valentine's Day and then Easter comes right after. I'm like, we do a giant Easter egg hunt for like 100 kids. I'm like, we can't get here for St. Patrick's Day. We'll just celebrate small at home.
I love it. Okay, Christy's got one more question. And Christy, even after the live show or anybody that's watching later, leave your questions because we always try to answer those as well. So what happens if you put it on cotton accidentally? What happens?
So it will transfer, but it will transfer super, super light, and it will not be crisp. So you're not going to get anything close to what you would want. I've experimented before on cotton, and it's not anything you would want to wear. We'll just say that. Like your ink will transfer a little bit, but you're not getting the crispness of the polyester design.
Now, Christy, I have to tell you, let me look up the date real quick. I've got my calendar open. I think it's March. I think it's March. Hold on. Oh, goodness. I thought it would be right here. There's a show coming up. I'll figure out what day it is. I'll make sure I post it. But there's a show coming up that is going to feature everything Artspira. There's 3 different techniques they're going to show. And one of them is how to do sublimation on a cotton. And I think they use a vinyl transfer or something like that. I haven't tried it yet.
Oh, yes, because you can sublimate on vinyl, on HTV vinyl, and then put it on a cotton shirt. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think it's March 10th. So mark your calendar for March 10th if you want to learn some more things with Artspira. There's so many things. So there's embroidery in there. There's printing. There's the print moda. There's, I mean, it goes on and on and on. And now they have a huge education session in there so you can learn about your machines too. So I think we got all the questions. They've been great questions today. Angela, great name, by the way, says wonderful ideas. I agree.
Thanks, Angela.
All right. And I have our websites. Oh, you're welcome, Christy. Any more questions you think of, you just drop it in the chat. Oh, she just got her first sewing machine, embroidery, and scan and cut. Santa was good to you.
Congratulations.
You are going, I know you're going to have a lot of fun in Artspira. So don't forget to download it and play with it. There's a lot of stuff to do. So, Lynn, this was very exciting. I wish you a fabulous Valentine's Day. I have to figure out something like this to do for Lynn. I'm getting some ideas though, and you did it so fast.
Something funny. You fish with hearts. 2 fish kissing with hearts would be cute.
I love that. All right. Till next time, everyone. Happy sewing and crafting. Lynn, I'll talk to you soon.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thanks, everyone. Bye, Angela. Happy